similar to the style they run on Split as well. And Leviatán is starting out with a set play to take some tree control.
Yeah, incredibly rapid approach. Push it all the way through B main, but it's absorbed, of course. That's the 4-1 split that's being taken place by Fnatic. So Durka teleports away back to safety, and the rest of Fnatic are capitalizing massively, already taking space into the side and getting that plant down.
And maybe that's where you see a little bit of the Brimstone swap. In fact, Durka with the first kill too. Over on the other side of the map, taking the rope to go and help the rest of his team as Adverso pushes forward. Yep. Mystic didn't realize he was so deep.
I mean, whether the sound cue's just not really recognized, Alfia just hiding up top, but close and personal. Bit of whiffage still, the clean kill. Eventually traded, but that Brimstone molly stopping him for about a moment. Leviatán trying to play this fast with their retake.
The Brimstone's miles away though. Look at the position of Boaster on your minimap, sprinting through spawn. This is all down to Enzo.
He's got to try and disrupt this one, already sticking up to halfway, and Boaster's just nowhere on site, nowhere in position for it.
Just too,
of course.
So it doesn't really matter what else you do in the game if you're gonna clutch every close round and win every pistol too. Fnatic taking this one fairly slowly.
Yeah.
Durka, the only player that can particularly do anything with 8 bullets in his Headhunter.
And Fnatic not opting into the buy. A lot of teams on our attack side, if they get that spike down, the extra money, they can supplement something. But just decided to take the full eco here. And they decided to contact all the way up behind this Viper wall. The nade to try and clear through, but a fragment being set up pretty nicely here. Should be 3 kills going away of Leviatán. Still, main control, ready and waiting. Another flash for Shy to try and take the fight, and of course, favored.
Perhaps Mystic will be able to get some plant money here, but that's the only thing that Fnatic are playing for at this point. Leviatán taking a couple of players that have been knocked out of this, so a little bit of damage done.
Yeah.
But overall, not exactly the way that Fnatic would have wanted to start this. They are heavy favorites in this match, and that comes with its own level of pressure. Again, the Des was talking about it a little bit, but Leviatán have made champs. They've come here to do what they were intending
goals,
to do.
Really, haven't they?
And Mystic, decent little headshot to knock the armor off Taco, but that's going to be all he achieves in the round.
I'd love to.
And pushing Dish. And maybe just going for a full bridge crunch.
Yeah, there's going to be a complete crunch. Can Fnatic even absorb this aggression? Alfie has already gone down, but that high ground position held by Durka. Teleports away to flash in play. Mystic trying to cover it. Overwhelmed with the player advantage. Leviatán are easily able to take this one. 1 player remaining, that's Enzo. Other side of the map, but the spike has been dropped down.
Yeah, tragedy. Once more. And Leviatán overwhelming Fnatic with their aggression. And normally you think of Fnatic as being a team that's so good in those moments, but Fracture, on the attack side, you just end up so claustrophobic there.
Yeah. Looking
with your head on a swivel. Enzo's been kind of nasty in the clutch when you've been watching him online most recently. Has looked like a completely different player since joining this team. But it would be difficult to get through Taco and Melza.
Brutal. Orb to try and cut off the sideline. Spam here and there with the Vandal.
Taco will die to 1 body shot here. Maybe able to isolate a 1v1.
I think we have to give him this fight. Leviatán, look at this Takalea and Melza. Really just doubled up. Showing that they don't really
line now.
Let's see what happens here for Fnatic and what the adjustment might be. Obviously, we're Boaster moving over to the Brimmy. Kind of implies as well they want to be trying to shut down some of the faster plays that might come from the Neon. With Durka falling early, that is not a great start at all. Even on the half buy, Fnatic, I think you rely on your chamber player when the money's not looking too hot to really get a lot of damage, a lot of work done.
Trying to flash Alfia in, and there's a mistake already. The coordination just looking a little off here. Stun onto King.
That's nice.
King certainly not scared, but Alfia delivers the pick.
Yeah. Little fight being taken here, but Shy really isolated. Drop down onto the box, will fall in the end. Boaster, he tries to follow up, just running it down. And historically, they've looked very good at it. Been 6-1, I believe, over the course of the entirety of playing it. Everything points towards them being favorited here, but they are finding it difficult to deal with a lot of this aggressive takes.
And Leviatán are always going to be confident to make the play. They are never afraid. One of the things that carried them through the exit game. They were just so often willing to make a risky play, go for a contact push, a swing, where they're taking a 50-50, but they're winning them more often than not. And Fnatic, with Boaster's change, they're going to miss that gravity well to quell some of the aggression, perhaps. And we've already seen that the post-plant play didn't look too clean. Coming up under here.
Is this being anticipated?
The flash is lovely from Mystic.
Yeah, that's honestly quite magical to just push him off the angle. even expecting that he could be there. As soon as they heard that teleport as well, it means that it's going to be the play being made. Alfie are going to be skipping across the site, the nade up into tower to try and supplement it. Now a showstopper, but no one's really there. Just pre-firing the rocket into the corner. Everyone playing off of sight.
And that's a huge pick. King pushed out of A halls, looking to get the wraparound. Retakes are always better when you can get these kind of positioning, but Fnatic is shutting them down.
Yes. Yeah, Leviatán just trying to basically disrupt this one before the spike even got planted in that kind of position, but they've lost so many of their players now. Essentially just Takalea Shy dropped to his knees from the ults prior. Fnatic do still need to plant.
Yeah, and there's only 10 seconds left here.
They do still need to plant. They do still need to plant. Guys, come on, get onto the side.
And then they use the showstopper to try and take the space. More aggression, but Boaster just spams through the smoke, and King's been picked off.
Yeah, the early room smoke just dropped down there. But Boaster obviously...
It's not going to stop Melza. Look at Melza.
Just moving all the way through this, but... Oh, the shots just don't quite connect. Enzo deals with it.
And
Magnificent.
That's what I'm talking about. These guys are not afraid to make the play, even if it fails.
Oh, and Thunder to push them back. Adverso's just taking the space back again. Dodges the flash. He's up close and personal. A bit of run and gun. Trying to bait for Alpha here to collect the kill, and eventually he does.
Shy is behind them right now. Looking for a pick. Landed the headshot, but it was through a brick. This is the round that I'm kind of talking about. I expect a lot of the game to be like this. Because as soon as Leviatán lose a player early, all of their players are going to look for a solo play. And they're good enough to be able to turn the rounds around unless you're hyper diligent. And the chaos caught Fnatic off when they played against Paper X. I'm not claiming that it's as coordinated when it comes to Leviatán by any means, but they are going to try and inject chaos into this. And Fnatic have to be diligent, have to be structured and disciplined.
Of ults if they can get into a post-plant situation. Should set them up quite easily. Forward King, what was the go button there? A dodge and juke moving around, the overdrive popped off, but the players once more holding around the corner. Mystic deals with it.
And another excellent aftershock from Mystic too to stop the trade from Melza, who was the only player with a rifle in this round.
And this is a significant key to victory, I think, on this map. Being able to deal with that just constant aggression that Leviatán are going to be able to throw at you. If you can just hold deeper angles, make them overextend, make them play into you where it's a bit more favored, and turn it into that 4v5, Fnatic, they set themselves up nicely.
And honestly, Brent, I think if Leviatán had full committed to that crunch, Fnatic would have found it very difficult. What do you do if there's an orbital strike on your head at that position and people are still pushing you from arcade? But it was a little half-hearted, and like I said, the aftershock stopped Melza from really getting involved.
All the players grouping up now, stun off onto the corner. Viper Orb placed up, this is Adverso, but again, high risk, high reward play that he's making. Moves inside the orb, gets the one, eventually removed though. The trade is there, time still running relatively low here. The weaponry's not the best. And now the orbital strike to try and cut them up, but Fnatic are winning this one out. The weaponry, the player advantage. All points towards them being able to get this plant down, and it's left up to Takalea. We've seen some magical moments over the course of this tournament.
And he's got the op. I told you Durka would be taking that personally. It's his weapon. Long lineup from Shy though, throwing his 0 point over to try and get information, and he does. He finds that Mystic and Alpha are poking and prodding towards Dish, and Taco already had that info with the boombot coming towards his face. But this is going to start to paint the picture here for Leviatán, that Fnatic are starting these rounds with 3-4 players up towards bridge. Yes. It's unusual. Teams don't often do it. But I think we're starting to see the meta develop in that way to stop bridge crunches. And so far, Fnatic are 1 for 1 in stopping aggression on that side of the map.
Slow and steady. It's the pace that's being taken. A couple of pings up into the tower there. Looks like they are going to be stunning it up. Anything else to try and help them out here? Yep, it's going to be the nade just rebounding off the side of the wall.
And that buys space for Mystic to get the final ult point he needs. Breach ult is about to hit the site, and these players are not in position to deal with it.
Rolling Thunder, Melza going to be sent straight up, flying into the air, up close and personal. Alpha is there, eventually though, traded.
This position from
has to deal with this, yep. There's going to be a pop flash! Spray transfer is immaculate. 2 kills for him, down to Durka, now left alone, and I know exactly where he is. Placing down that rendezvous, making all the noise in the world, has to turn up and just create something ridiculous here. But the crossfire, the angles that are being...
Here's some tree aggression that's going to fly towards Durka, and this time, He's getting tucked in, has to rendezvous away.
And this is why you're probably seeing Fnatic playing heavy presence over towards bridge, but, I mean, predictable. When it's just Durka playing in the lower section of the map alongside one of a teammate, you know that Fnatic are going to be lurking around.
And that's another big mistake.
Yeah,
that's
Shy, what a...
pretty unaware, honestly, from Alfia and the rest of Fnatic to not think about or have anybody holding the angle underneath. So now 4v4, Fnatic are posturing around trying to take and regain control of Tree. But I love the way that Leviatán are playing the defense. You've got Tacolia with his operator pushed up deep in halls, giving them all of the confidence that they can stack 3 players over there towards B. His trademark's holding dish, his operator's holding halls. Once he takes contact and rendezvous away, then Leviatán can start rotating.
Jiggle, good discipline to try and spot out Tacolia, and with the footsteps, has to respect it.
And now you see Adverso, and that's opened up the lurk.
Ah, it's a complete fake, isn't it? Just that one presence with the smokes drop down, all the players of Leviatán, 2 of them rotating back over towards A.
But Melza could be the magic man here.
Melza with the timing. Moving through, can hear the plant sound with the wall being dropped down. The player's position is not quite known. Durka TP's back over towards Arcade. Melza deals with it. But the Viper's Pit is down, Josh. This situation, honestly, Leviatán trying to play into this one. Fnatic, they should be favoured.
Ooh. Melza, I think, just beefing his movement a little bit, gives Boaster the kill. And I wonder whether he has a post-plant molly lineup. You would expect it with his move over to Brimstone. Perhaps it won't even be needed. He's just creating a threat at the back.
Yeah. He can play this crossfire angle as well from Arcade, but he's backing away all the way to the top side of the site.
Here's towards spawn right now. Yeah, this fight looks like it's happening over halls.
The fight being taken, the stun is immaculate. Javier forcing out that showstopper, sent down at the feet of Melza. Enough damage is done though for Enzo to claim up the remnants of it. A couple of bullets will do the job at the end of the day. And a wider swing again from Adverso.
What a shot.
Feeling like he needs to take matters into his own hands, but again, he goes down, and immaculate with the flash. Pure perfection, it sets up Alfia once more.
I've been so impressed with Mystic's utility so far on map 1. He's a player that I think a lot of people will be looking at with the loss to PaperX. He is at the bottom of the scoreboard right now for all players in the tournament when it comes to ACS. You know, he's putting up 80 damage per round. These are really poor numbers from Mystic.
Sure.
But his utility usage so far in this map has been masterful.
Yes.
Every flash is responsible for pushing somebody off an angle. The aftershocks are stopping trades coming through. And they're playing the ult-orb situation with his breach ults onto sites really well as well.
It's so intentional. It's
hard to tell just yet with only 10 rounds whether this is him playing in much better form or whether he's just got a feel for
I think he had a bit of a slower start towards the tournament. You can understand it, he's a younger player, but getting him comfortable on the stage is pretty essential. And look at this, the flash at the back has to swing to the side, but still the kill is there.
And
Mystic playing anti-flash.
The trade from Mystic, really nice to neutralize that threat because Leviatán had a good idea. Sending the flashes through, going for a swing with King and Melza. And Adverso tries to make the play again. He has recovered a Vandal. This is great
the
timing.
Door's still open. Shot's being found. Quick tip-tap, even offloading his own ultimate. Off to the side, the flash not enough. The player's fallen so low, it's all down to Alpha. In a 1v1. Versus Tacolia, positioning not known. The spike dropped off, and Tacolia has already made his way into halls. All the noise being made by Alfio with no more bullets.
It's about players catching timings and making big plays.
And even with the score here for the final round of this first half. Tour de force whipped out on the side of Durka. Going to be trying to cover those angles with the rest of his team contacting deep into dish. No aggressive plays being made from Leviatán.
Well,
other than the halls control.
Yeah, they do have quite a deep look at halls. And they've been trying to get in front of Enzo's smoke almost every time. And that means that Enzo's Viper utility is fairly useless at
on the ropes.
Faking this.
Are they going to be walking into this one? I mean, King's still holding the angle. He doesn't really have too much to support him because, I mean, Adverso's got to be watching drop the entire time.
Yeah, and if Melza swings to trade King, he can't really use his ultimate. And I think playing off the orbital strike here is going to be more important than trading King.
This is such a wide angle for King to be holding. But he gets the value anyway. They just don't expect him to be there. The stuns are trying to help him out. Get him out of there, King. Hopping away. And now the support comes down with that Brim Molly to cut them up. If anybody tries to push the ult, Mystic is taking so much damage in the orbital strike. Oh, it's perfect. The wombo combo play. Alfia tries to make the most of it, but he's shut down on top of it. Boaster left alone. Fragment into the corner. Chunking him down, the damage being taken. The no command from Shy, meaning no abilities can be used. And they know his exact positioning.
And we said it felt a little dangerous going towards... Hello, throwing out the orbital strike there as well.
Right around, might as well. Trying to make the most of it, isn't it?
And it's only Durka over on A. It looks like a hard read from Boaster, stacking 4 players on the B side of the map. And he's starting to move away now that they haven't heard anything. And it's purely a contact push, but they are going to be unleashing once they hit drop.
Contacting all the way. Not even worried about a player who could be just watching that angle. Holding the stun, and there you go. Finally, they let it rip. Fastlane drop down. Durka can't even react. I think there was a flash there, potentially a knife even, so that Durka wasn't able to get back to safety. Something ended up giving Shy the assist for that one, but now with horse control gained, even a player holding down upon to drop, a very nice post-plan situation that they've set themselves up into.
I think Taco Leo knows that Enzo is on the flank here. Perhaps not. He has smoked off the trademark, but may have had a ping of it early on.
Oh, yeah.
So Enzo could be the playmaker here. He's got a timing.
It could be massive. Okay, bit of a ghost moment, but secures it. Just needs to get another one easily enough. With the pressure that his team is applying, already half on the defuse and his utility. Look at this one. The kills flooding in for them. Halfway, they need to try and disrupt it, but it's just fighting over that one.
But like I said, Leviatán are not giving up yet, just yet. They will not go quietly.
Brought straight into this one. The stun's sent across. Alpha watches the angle. Even the vulnerability was being applied a little bit prior to that one. Softened them up enough.
Oh, and Enzo just got more than he bargained for opening that door.
Gonna refight this one. Mystic ends up flashing the corner there, but doesn't want to overstep himself once more. Talia tried to timing it, Durka. What a fight to take.
Wow, trying to swing off Taco's crosshair being broken to break the trademark.
That's really smart.
Trading his own trademark there. Now it's all down to just Shy and Malza. An overwhelmed run and gun down. This might have been the play that, again, Leviatán were unafraid to make, but it could be the play that allows Fnatic to regain control in the series, in the map.
We've seen Malza do some just ridiculous stuff.
Won't be this time.
Comfortable Alpha, yeah. That LAN on the global stage really is that complete Fnatic. High expectations, but right now they've made it. Even in this map, money's still favoring them as well. They forced Leviatán down to that eco because they ended up forcing into the prior round.
And it should be the first time that Fnatic takes the lead in the map. But should only go so far when you're dealing with these teams, with these players. Leviatán have been ultra clutch in some of these moments.
Molly rebounds, make sure nobody can swing, so the orb is going to be a freebie.
But Fnatic have lost quite a bit of information. They don't know if there could be people contacting Dish. They have a bit of a passive hold towards Halls, even though there's 3 players there. And now the sight hit comes through on B.
Overdrive, double stunned up. Making sure you get rid of that one. Durka though still ends up being rewarded. Finds the 1 kill, and look at this. Passive positioning by Fnatic. Not willing to give them anything by overstepping themselves. The overdrive's going to be fading away soon enough. Adversa wants to try and find his way into this close common angle. In fact, he wants to take the fight straight to them. But again, Enzo deals with it easily enough. Takalea left down to 10 health. He's going to be rotating into B main, but he's smoked off. He's going to have to do something amazing. But I think the footsteps, the sound cue, is being watched, obviously. Boaster's fully in the know.
King win the round. And it's on Fnatic to make sure that that play loses them the round instead.
Look at this aggression that's being played over towards Dish. All this space being gained, but knowledge on either side. Arcade is being taken up, but no real positioning for Leviatán. And look at this, Fnatic running all the way behind them.
And this is different. They're gonna
oh my goodness, they're going to be meeting right into the fray. The players colliding. Fnatic though across her placement. Oh, they knew exactly what they were going to be peeking into.
And it's Alpha again with a bulldog in hand, delivering the kills for Fnatic. Such a young player with so many expectations. Some of them unfair, given how little he'd had opportunity at the main stage, but the star on this.
Absolutely. It's hard to put up the consistently high numbers when you're literally sharing a throne with another player on your team. Who's also doing the heavy lifting. And when Alfie is in this form, I mean, this is what we wanted out of the guy watching him online.
Here's Boaster. He's got a better angle onto King, but King still wins it with a little readjustment.
Durka does answer back. I mean, that 1 kill is nice to have. Turns it back into the 4v4.
And Taco's going to be searching with his headhunter. Taco probing towards Halls and Sanders. King probes once again.
You're gonna ult this?
Enzo certainly is.
Okay. Yeah, Viper's pick going to be placed down onto A, but I'm looking at Adversa with this Rolling Thunder. They've done some crazy plays with this.
But Durka has mostly been playing towards Generator. You haven't seen Durka with his Rendezvous offline playing aggro positions so far.
Yeah.
He's very smartly playing around the aggression and playing retake a lot of the time. Spots where he can get spam damage perhaps. And he goes for a cheeky little peek there off the back of the aftershock, but retreats back with the rest of his team.
And this could still get dangerous. The Rolling Thunder, I knew it was coming. The aggressive play, Leviatán want to be taking it straight to them. They force out that showstopper. Alfie ended up pulling it out, trying to offload once more that aggression that was potentially going their way.
And it was the perfect tool to do it.
Back it away, a shot being taken still with his post plans. Look at the way Fnatic are clearing out B main now. Tower, so well drilled, but yes, they have to watch out for that backside area. Still on half on the defuse. The Brim Molly's dropped down, but time has been gained from that play alone. Melter off to the side, Tackleer as well.
And at the end of the day, I think it was King and Melzer doubling up in tower that helped. Althea takes a fight early on as well. The flash is there.
Does he get one?
But trades 1 for 1.
I mean, the guy was overwhelmed there. So many players in his face still. Another 4v4 scenario.
And while that's going on, while there's so much aggression over a dish, Taco wanted to go for some kind of reactive push, chose not to, and is now just watching halls. But it's the chamber on the other side, Durka, going for walkabouts here.
Oh, pushing so deep.
And essentially, if he just holds this angle, he's containing all of these players.
Yeah, they know they're at the dish area, the drop area.
He's going very deep.
This is so aggressive. I mean, he doesn't have his rendezvous set up as well to get out.
No, I don't think Durka needs to be doing this, but he might win them the round.
Watching it. The jiggle pick, the elbow. Enzo's still dealt with this one though as Taco goes down. He was lurking through halls, but it's a fast play. Durka is punished.
And there's the punish for the overflank, and what that means is now the door opens for Leviatán. They can pivot back through Arcade, and Boaster has to scramble, moving back towards Generator, attempting to see if he can pick off a rotate.
It's a difficult ask, isn't it? No command dropped through, but
He's going for it.
Yeah, the smoke was dropped. The orbital strike! Boaster just wanders into it!
What a mistake, what a blunder!
Oh, no, no, no. Spike now being planted is down to Mystic and Enzo. But the positioning, I mean, it just can't get through any of these smokes. A slight gap, it gives the angle shot, moves forwards. Still wants to take it. Swinging wide onto the site, into the pocket. That's going to be the snake bite. Forces the positioning and the aftershock. The utility is good, but you need your guns out. And finally they find them. The kills going their way. Mel's with this off angle though. To the side, the swing is there. The trade, perfect from Mystic.
And that's the Mystic you want to see. Great for the trade. Close it.
Not over yet. Stun off to the side. This is going to be supplemented again. A fast push on either side, actually. Leviatán trying to take space on Arcade, but this tree area has been pushed out by Fnatic, and they've gained a lot of space from it. I think Alfie might be even posted up on a high ground angle that can pierce all the way down into the other side of halls. If he is satchelled up onto the box like I think he is.
Leviatán choosing not to use any utility over here at Dish. And last time Durka got punished by the aggression, this time punished by Tackleer.
Oh. Tackleer not going to be overextending, doesn't want to try and take the potential fight.
And the trademark being down means that Leviatán can creep ever closer, and now they explode.
Straight away.
Can Enzo do anything? A spam kill would be huge.
Fast lane, the stuns. Tackleer still watching that one angle, and it immediately sends Fnatic scattered all the way back, running away.
This is a save round.
Yeah. The call's made almost instantaneously to these rounds, but it feels like Leviatán have started to pick apart a bit of a weakness, something that they can send flying in there. The counter flash out here, pushed away, now the Rolling Thunder. They're going to try and capitalize, but the Fnatic player is just too slow off of it. King baits it out, and it's a complete wraparound. The instantaneous pivot.
And again, it's only Durka on B. Can he grab a kill and rendezvous away? He's set up nicely for it.
Stun into the side, it's going to be rebounding back and forth. Durka's still there, holds the angle. And the disrespect shown, doesn't want to teleport away. The rest of his teammates finally getting into position to follow up. Tower still being fought over, but Adversa wins it.
He's delaying though, and the rotates have come through. The plant tapped for a moment to see what the reaction would be, and the spam punished.
Yep.
Gorgeous flash.
Post has been spamming through these smokes quite often. Maybe a bit of an adaptation.
Absolutely.
Just on the fly. These teams are just slowly getting used to one another, back and forth, down to Ento and Alpha here. Now just Alpha yet.
Has to do it all. The Fnatic player has been stepping up massively, but a 1v3 with these post-plant positions would be so hard.
Finds one.
Taco gifts it to him.
Hey up. Where's the crossfire here? Where's the setup?
Shy with a good reposition, back
So
towards
far
Generator.
back over towards Jenny. It is looking true.
Even if they lose a player, they're getting a free plant down, and they can play post-plants, which they've been excellent at. Not going for the same level of pace, though.
It's a lot of presence, isn't it? There's just a flash to push them up onto the angle, I think, so they could take control of tunnel, and now the contact comes through.
And Leviatán have not been scared to go for these contact plays either. Normally, I would not like it. Durka often with the operator in his hands, but now reduced only to a judge. His job simply to hold tower control for as long as possible.
Leviatán are so grouped up.
Gotta go.
There's the four of them, just holding these positions, making sure that they make no noise, no sound cues to give away and reveal any information that Fnatic might be able to use. But I believe what is that? The trade might be broken. Yeah.
Trade might broken, but Leviatán anticipating some kind of rotate are heading back over to halls.
No prior control of it gained as well.
Alpha was tucked in cubby and now is starting to move away.
Boy.
They're worried about some kind of push from drop.
Earlier in the round, Enzo does have this open. Pop flash through. Has to just backpedal and spam away. But the flash, that's a counterplay. The utility from Fnatic there. It helps him out. Ensures that they can at least get a couple. But somehow, Shy's ended up with two. Another flash play. No, just the sides against it. The fragment stops them from just trying to push through these smokes. Blocking the way now with just 12 seconds remaining. The spike has to get planted.
Shy's looking to try and punish somebody who's going aggressive again.
Flash
Here's
over
the flash
top.
over.
And there's Enzo's position. It was known he didn't get himself out with the kill. Now down to just Taco Leah. But the weapon he's got is good. Duck is still only working with the judge in his headhunter bullets. We'll see if the positioning can be played. A bit of a bait there. You can see just jumping poster, trying to make them think that he has dropped down. Finally now space being taken, but the damage. 10 HP on Taco Leah, and he cannot win it out. Boaster the IGL steps up in the moment of need.
Huge. 1 round away from that map point.
Let's play.
Love for that to be the case. Boomot up close. Overdrive now. The damage. Oh, it was done to Alpha here, but still, this guy feels like he's getting overwhelmed constantly, but still comes up with the kills.
Look at the fast flank, though. Mystic, Durka pushed out of tree instantly, and they are so quick here.
Oh, knife out from Alza. Oh, he thinks it's just reload. Guardian, no, that's not a rifle still. Gets the kill, does the job. Flash to try and reclear. Shy up close and personal. Flash over the top now, but right round the side. Just finding his way around Durka. A bit of a bait with the movement. Mystic just tries to jiggle it, but they push through the adaptation from Leviatán. They move into the defender's spawn.
And Fnatic were ready for it, but they just couldn't make it happen. Mystic's already won a 1v2 this tournament. Gonna run so far in the lower bracket, or somewhat of one. And here's another fight over towards Dish as King. Alpha clash once more.
The weapons are not good for Fnatic. They should not be favored in these fights, especially when the bodies are just running towards them. That player advantage that Leviatán have been relying on over and over and over again. It's down to Enzo. Sheriff in his hand, has to anchor it, but only finds the one kill. And Durka forced to retake. So buying a judge into these rounds, but what can you do? Well, the Caterpillar strat, why not? Bit of coverage in play, picks up the weapon, drops it down again. Verso, utility out in his hands. Does he know this reposition? They suspect it. The aftershocks there, and just the pulling together the pocket change to see if they can get anything done. Stuns for stuns. Alpha trying to set him up, but it's just overwhelming every single time. This Dish fight, it's been a common key throughout this entire series.
And even with Boaster throwing in the orbital strike, it wasn't able to do a thing. The Fnatic players that have tried to stand their ground have been run over. And Enzo's going to go for his mid-round Viper's Pit, as he is wont to do in a lot of these situations. But Leviatán, the map is open for them. They can pivot. In a 5v4 situation, the defense is so spread out, so thin. And the Viper's Pit doesn't control an area like halls. It's very, very safe.
With the way that these Leviatán players are maneuvering around the map now, Josh, all of them grouped up, heading towards B. There's one player to try and block it, find the angle! What a play to make! Tour de force in hand, the collateral shuts it down, and the rendezvous to safety. And ult for that, a 20-second ability, why not?
And with 30 seconds left, all of these Leviatán players are now channeled back into Enzo. He doesn't really have any assistance. We'll hear the door opening, and Fnatic scrambling to go and assist him.
Utility being used to put pressure into it, but again, Durka up close, a personal to Judge Whip, down able to fight it. Adverso gets two, but the spike is on the ground. Rolling Thunder, it's chaos, it's carnage enacted here. Enzo makes sure to clean up the scraps, the players that were just trying to steal away an advantage, and there's no time on the clock. All up to, Durka prior in this round. With that one play he made, he...
3 players early on over towards Bridge, and King chooses not to challenge them, instead pushing underneath. Is Durka ready for it? Is Durka watching?
Across their placement of King, it's so narrow right now, but the angle being watched. Durka tries to swing into it with a bit of a crouch to disrupt it.
He was certainly ready, he just couldn't win the duel.
Tackle here with the off. Stun will mean that this angle, you cannot be disrespecting this one still. A jiggle, he hasn't moved away to flash eventually. They're having to use almost everything at their disposal to push him out of that angle.
Just playing as the utility sponge, trying to draw as much as possible out of Fnatic, forcing them to fight and pay for every inch.
Now Fnatic are aware that there's an operator on the field. It adds that extra worry, I think, in the back of their minds. Normally when you're a player down, a lot of teams, they will default to those contact plays, but dangerous to do that when you're up against that sniper.
Hasn't made the reposition though, and it's Shy that takes first contact. Nade used, Shy with only 1 flash left in the round.
Aftershock into the corner, want to try and take control of this one, Melzer. Oh, he's fallen.
What a play.
And Alvia, a skip and a hop, the satchel play, the kills just flooding for them.
Awesome round from Fnatic. As they push in, the aftershock from Mystic forces Shy to make a decision. And he chooses the aggressive option, gets destroyed by the utility.
What has been coming down into these rounds, Josh, when they Fnatic are at that player disadvantage? It's been the utility that's carried them forwards.
It really has, especially coming out from Mystic, and I think the awareness to punish, to just hold for an extra moment, because you know Leviatán are going to try and make that extra play, has favored the massive.
They've got the read. The adaptations are being made, but now the side switching round. It's up to Leviatán. Let's see if they can keep this OT going. Map number 1 of this elimination game.
First time bridge crunch for Fnatic, pushing heavily out of dish here. And they break the trademark instantly. Does Taco have a response off the back of that? No, just holding the angle still.
Did this before, you remember, when they were on the weaker buy prior.
Yeah.
They did end up coming up with a good stem, but no players...
But that one, to me, felt reactive. It was because they'd heard so much in Arcade. This time, it was just straight off the rip.
Yeah.
Fnatic just decided to send it no matter what. And now these players back off.
What a difference.
Oh, a bit of a sound bait.
Yeah.
Trying to get Leviatán to peek, to push, thinking that they've got a timing. And Enzo quietly creeps back forwards, a bit of a jiggle, but nobody being found. What patience, what a shift in the tempo from Leviatán. And maybe they will get a fish on the end of the hook.
40 seconds left in a round though, Josh. It's dangerous when you play it like this.
Has Enzo caught the timing, or have they caught him?
Oh my goodness, it's not being watched. It's not being watched. Smoke's dropped down. He can hear the players making movements towards main. Enzo, everything on the line, but this is awkward now. He has to try and overextend into this one, but Durka still is going to steal that kill away from him.
Wild.
Gained. All the players have wrapped around into halls.
King heard a shot from this direction, but no kill. And now you've got an odd duel in the middle of the round that King wins. 10 seconds left, going for the plant. Boaster with Althea with a nade.
Spike planted.
But he chooses not to invest. They're just going to go for the 4v3 retake. This one for the map.
Mistakes were made into this one. Tackler, you cannot be telling me you're pushing into the smoke. It's being spammed out. They expect no scope! Flicks it to the side. He can't return it again, but Durka with 4. Looking for the ace. Looking to secure the map for his team. Molly dropped down. They know the positioning of Melzer. And as soon as this starts to dissipate, player gets onto it, triple facing it up. Unwinnable for them. Eventually fading it away, and that is going to be the round. Go into Fnatic. That is